6 jurors, 1 through 6, please come to the box. Okay, I think we're missing one. We may need a space for one more temporarily.
Okay. Faith, if you don't mind, I'm going to drop you down to bring in the next juror, okay? And come right back, but buzz the box right back. The next juror.
Yeah. Juror 2. Okay, Master Pressure, you as a juror have been excused. Juror number 2, Sarah, please request the box. All right, thank you all for being here. Just so you know, there was, if you were here during juror selection, there was a juror who was excused by myself. And the last person I just excused also was excused by me for tardiness. All 6 of these jurors have been selected and are filled in by 2 alternates, just so everybody knows. Jurors, thank you for being here. It is your responsibility tonight to listen to all of everything that is presented, all facts and circumstances. You need to do so in a fair, unbiased, and impartial manner. You understand that?
Yes.
The clerk has also given you instructions as to what to do if you have questions during the proceedings. Okay, so if you have not already checked that group chat, please do so. Make sure that you are in there and active. There does not need to be very much chatter in there, but if you've got questions, please use that. Once everything is done, we will then turn to you. I will give you further instructions at that point in time. But please, what I would like for you now is for each of you to say "I do," as long as you are committed to listening to all the facts and circumstances and bringing a fair verdict. Now, the plaintiff must, in both cases, in the original, the plaintiff versus Faith, and in the countersuit, in all of the charges, both of the parties need to be able to demonstrate without reasonable doubt, beyond reasonable doubt, that the other party is guilty. Okay, so if there is any reasonable doubt, you must come to a not guilty verdict. You understand? Okay, and it must take a unanimous verdict in both the original suit and the countersuit. So the 6 of you need to deliberate when that time comes. So if you are committed to doing so and you understand, please go ahead and say "I do." Kawhi?
I do.
Coley?
I do.
Class Swim?
I do.
Medusa?
I do.
Motivated?
I do.
Sarah?
I do.
All right, you are all excused from the box. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we will now move on to the proceedings, starting with opening statements. Plaintiff for the people, you will have 3 minutes, followed by plaintiff for the defendant, 3 minutes.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to sit here and say that I am 100% in knowing that I can get every single one of these out of the way. I would love to say that. But some things have occurred over the last 3 days where I lost my witnesses. And unfortunately, I'm unable to do 100%. But I have enough evidence here that I have shown to not only to the judge, to the attorneys, that will unprovenly, without a doubt, open and shut case that Faith has undoubtedly, knowing she did what she did, that she committed fraud and she committed theft. There is no doubt in my mind that this should be open and shut. There's no doubt. See, the harassment charges, the defamation of character, the emotional distress, and the livelihood claims that you have against us all lean towards the exact same thing that we are going after. And once those are actually shown to the light, the truth is brought to the light, everything else goes away. And with all the evidence that I have, I know for a fact that I can prove everything tonight. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I don't have everything. I was given this case 72 hours ago. I spent 50 hours scoping every single social media, every single outlet that I can possibly get. And if I'm able to do this in 3 days, it's going to take a miracle. And I promise you I made it. I'm done, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Counsel for defense, 3 minutes for your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the court and a court public opinion, today we're here because of my client, Faith, a 28-year-old disabled content creator, is being unjustly attacked, ridiculed, and harassed online. Her so-called accusers claim she scammed them because she didn't magically move into her own place with less than $400 from a GoFundMe. But what they failed to understand or care to understand is that Faith isn't a typical 28-year-old. She lives with cerebral palsy and she uses a wheelchair. She has bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety.
Hi, everybody. I'm just here. I can't talk. I just came upon this and thought I'd air it.
And because of her developmental conditions in her brain, she has the mental capacity of 11 or 12-year-old. She dreams, she hopes, she trusts, sometimes too much. And for that, she's been punished. The GoFundMe wasn't fraud. It wasn't deception. It was a dream to move out and have a semi-normal life. She raised just under $600, about $395 after fees. That's not enough for 1 month's rent in Texas, let alone a deposit for furniture, utilities. And yet they treated her like she ran $1 million scam. Worse, they sent her death threats, doxed her, and spread rumors without a shred of proof that she made more than that. Today, I'm here to show who Faith really is, the woman her mother raised, the friend her real supporters love, and the dreamer who still believes and hope despite cruelty. And by the end of this case, I believe you'll see that the only wrongdoers here are her attackers. The evidence today will show the money Faith received were voluntary gifts, not theft. Claims about $90,000 are completely false. The real number over 5 years was less than half that. And she spent more than she earned, leaving her in debt. Faith has been targeted with harassment, threats, and even coordinated calls to the police, SSDI, and the food stamp office. Not because crimes, but because of envy and malice. You will see the truth. Faith is not a thief, not a scammer, not a criminal. She is a young woman who wanted to share her life online, and she's being punished for that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Now we're ready to move into actual argument. Plaintiff, you will start. I will not use time, but I will keep this pace. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. And just to make sure that the first person that we are bringing up to the stand is going to be Faith, correct?
You did not put anybody on the witness list.
Correct. I didn't, because we already had 2 for the defensive side. So right now, I don't have anything until until
Well, you have time. You have time to present your argument.
Okay.
You just don't have any witnesses. This is the time
Correct.
to present your argument and all of your evidence.
So
when you can cross-examine Faith when she's brought up to the stand on the defense side.
okay, thank you, sir. So these claims of scamming her are completely out of line. I will honestly say that. It's actuality, it's on the other foot. It's actually Faith that's been the one that's been scamming this whole entire time. The gifts that the defense is trying to claim, it's not really about the gifts that are given on TikTok that we're actually going after. It's the Cash Apps. It's the Venmos. It's the PayPals, which I requested. That's the money. That's where all the money is coming from that they sent with notes stating that it's supposed to be for that specific reason only. That is the only thing that you are supposed to use the money for. And the defendant did not do so. That is the pretense of what's going on here. You're not using the money on where it was supposed to go. The amount of money that she has been given as a 1099, a streamer with SSDI, is over the amount that she's supposed to be making, which is the reason why the call was made. Everything that my clients have done is to be justified by the government. Everything. Now, the cyberbullying, I am honestly going to say this. One, that needs to stop now. I will honestly say that. Anybody that is in this chat, anybody that's listening and watching, hi, do not, and I mean do not, as your attorney, do anything that's going to put us in a position to look even worse. Stop the harassment, stop the bullying, all that. But the thing is that it's coming from people outside of the people who are wanting judgment. It's not coming within the people. It's coming from outside. And that's what's going on here. We're seeing everything from the outside, from the actual core people that are wanting justice. It's not getting done. Your Honor, that's all we're looking for is justice. And that's all we want is justice.
Okay, so what facts and circumstances are you bringing?
I have multiple Cash Apps and Venmos that have been sent her way that will prove that she has been getting and receiving money over the limit for the SSDI. I have everything showing, even though she has a disability, that she knows right from wrong. At this point in time, as 11 and 12-year-old, you should know yes or no questions or know right from wrong.
So I just want to keep us on direction. The charges are fraud and deception.
Correct.
This is not about what Faith or the defendant or anybody chooses to do with the money that they receive. You need to argue.
So the fraud comes in, the theft by deception It's them stating, this is what the money is for. This is the money that I'm giving you for this situation. And when that money is used for something else, such as food, Netflix, Spotify, coffee runs, food runs, when it was supposed to be for one specific thing, that is not what those are.
If you all are interested, that
Now,
room
gifts
is
on the other hand,
carrying
gifts on TikTok,
1.8
can't say anything about that.
Almost 2,000.
But when there are Cash Apps, Venmos, and PayPals that are stating that these are what these are for, and you use them for something else, that is where the deception comes from.
You want to present any examples, any evidence of this?
I mean, I can.
It's
I'm
up to
going
you.
to bring
It's your
up,
time, you know.
I understand that. I'm going to bring up exhibit M8, which should be the last thing that I have put in, where you can see that in these histories of the transactions that have been placed into Faith's account, you can see where it was one for $200 for the apartment, $85 for moving, $500 for moving, $96 for moving, $350 for good luck. That point, you can do whatever you want with that. Utilities, $250.
Your Honor,
Food,
may I object?
$20.
Or is this still-
That amount right there.
On what grounds?
Your Honor, that receipt is falsified.
In what way?
If you take a look at the evidence that I placed in, I had Faith send in,
Do we know where that's coming from? Do we know exactly the person that sent that in?
that's coming from Cash App. Okay.
Correct. But I'm asking the person.
Okay,
I'm asking
now
for the
if you take a look at my evidence, you would see that I had D6, okay, also D-6-1, D-6-2. That is from the year 2024 and 2025 of those dates listed. That shows she has not received any money of that. And if you look at D-6, you will see that the only money that she received that was of that quantity, okay, was the money that she sent out as well as received.
I see the $500. I see the $96. I see the $350, and I see the $250 and the $85.
And if you notice, on the
everything that has been sent.
$500, Faith is the one that sent out.
Yes, all of them actually on
has been
exhibit.
given.
All of them were sent out on
And
her.
sending out money.
Yes, on defendant's D6 exhibit, the 85, the 500, the 96, or at least those first three, 85, 500, they show payments sent. That was money
That proves
out.
that your document that proves that your document
Falsified.
is falsified.
Okay. Well, then we will move away from that exhibit.
So sustained.
So sustained. I have no further things I can talk about, Your Honor.
You're resting your case?
I have to, because that was the
For
only thing I
fuck's
had.
sake.
Because the thing is that I was supposed to have witnesses. I can't use them.
Where's your witnesses, man? What the fuck?
I was gonna ask for a mistrial in the beginning, but I said no. But it's all
Wow.
right.
They set him up. They did this on
Okay.
purpose,
The
y'all.
Plaintiff rests. Defense,
Fuck.
you have the floor.
Your Honor, thank you very much.
You sick bitch.
Okay, so I would like to start off with
Mm.
my client has been trying to stream and be a successful streamer. The reason why a lot of these things is
Oh, yeah,
happening
Katie,
to her
I
is
don't-
because
Let me see
her
your name.
popularity grew. She started on another stream, okay, another platform called Meet Me. And of course, there were people who
I don't have money
disliked
like
her,
that
and there
either.
were
I
people
don't wanna
that took
jeopardize my
advantage of her. And when called out because they took advantage of her, Okay, they then begin to spread rumors on that other
Plus, I'm just
platform.
grateful to have the help
Okay,
I have.
Faith wanted to grow so much,
Hi,
and she
Highwayman.
wanted a bigger platform to grow. That's why she took her talents over to TikTok. Those same people begin to see that Faith was in cameos with other famous TikTokers on TikTok. One of them being Ace from Love Island. Okay, he's a popular streamer that's on this platform. They seen that she was growing and growing, and they decided they wanted to show hatred on that, Your Honor. I have evidence, okay, that will show you who Faith is. People are coming and attacking Faith as if Faith is a normal person who could defend herself. Faith is not capable of defending herself, and the evidence I
taking
have
it
here
easy,
today will
Highwayman.
show you why she is not capable of defending herself. If you take a
I'll catch up with you, everybody, after this. I don't have the air in me to talk over them.
brain atrophy. Now I know what a lot of people you are asking yourself, what is brain atrophy? Okay, brain atrophy, cerebral atrophy. That is something that Faith is embarrassed to talk about, but it's real, Your Honor. Do you have it pulled up, Your Honor? There is actually a brain scan, and there is also evidence that I sent you that is in by her doctor. If you take a look at evidence A-2, Faith's doctor's MRI, Your Honor, you will see that this is not made up. There's actually images of the brain scan, and you will see that. Faith, this is something that Faith comes on stream. She does discuss her bipolar. She does discuss her depression. Okay. She does discuss how it is living with cerebral palsy. She does discuss being lonely and wanting friends. She discussed a lot of things that she shouldn't be discussing, Your Honor. But the one thing she doesn't discuss is her brain atrophy. Faith tells people on this app, and she believes, and I'm not one to stop a person from believing, that her IQ is at 85, sometimes an 87. But Your Honor, the brain atrophy will show that she doesn't have that IQ. If you're taking a look at
Objection, hearsay.
what is, Your Honor?
Because yesterday in your stream, your client stated that her IQ was at 87. And then you had one of your representatives of your family tell her to hush.
Your Honor, I made it very clear that I stated that Faith states that.
Correct.
Clearly is stating Faith lies about her IQ. Because Faith has brain atrophy, which she does not like to tell people. So for the audience, what is brain atrophy? Brain atrophy, also known as cerebral atrophy, is the loss of brain cells, neurons.
Let's explain how she's using it for profit.
Leading to shrinkage
She knows
of a
damn
brain
well
tissue.
what she's doing.
It's seen frequently in conditions like cerebral palsy, dementia, and neurodegenerative diseases. Atrophy can be general across the entire brain or focal. Okay? In Faith's case, atrophy affects the frontal lobe. The brain control. I'm sorry.
The objection on hearsay is overruled. I'll continue to listen.
Okay. The brain control, what's affecting her is her frontal lobe, the brain control center of the decision making, planning, self-control, and social behavior. Damage here explains why she thinks and functions with the capacity of 11 or 12-year-old. Although Faith is 28 years old, Faith's mind is still of an 11 or 12-year-old. This will explain to you why it's childlike behaviors from the times where she's talking to her mother, and when she doesn't get her way, she throws a fit. That is normal for a person with her condition.
Reasoning and it affects her reasoning and judgment. She processes decisions more slowly and may trust others too easily, resulting in seemingly naive and risky choices. Planning and impulse control. She struggles with long-term planning and may make impulsive decisions without understanding the consequences. Emotional regulation. She's more emotionally reactive. Cruelty hits her harder, akin to bullying in adolescence. Social vulnerability. Being trusted and forgiven makes her a target for manipulation and harassment online.
She's the target.
Because of her mental and emotional vulnerability rooted in brain atrophy, compounded by the conditions like bipolar disorder, depression, and harsh treatment she receives online, is not just cruel, it's deeply damaging and disproportionate.
No, because she keeps learning a positive reinforcement for negative behavior.
Your Honor, here's what I've sent you that is in there that shows exactly what's affected in Faith's mind. Faith started a GoFundMe because Faith, like many of us who are 11 and 12-year-old, are a believer. We dream, especially if you are in her condition, she dreams of being on her own. That is something she never stopped dreaming about. Before she was on this platform, streaming live, she's always been a dreamer, wanting to be on her own. If you take a look at her post from past, which is Exhibit Z-1, you will see from day one, this is something that Faith wanted. Faith wanted to be on her own. She never changed that. It's the nerve of the people to think because they sent $395 that will be enough to put a person like Faith and her disability in a home where people can take care of her. Whether she raised $395, whether a few people donated $100, $200 here and there, that is not enough money to cover what Faith desires was. Your Honor, if you take a look at, give me 1 second. If you take a look at A-1, which is GoFundMe's, you will see A-1, and then you will also see B-1, okay? A-1 is the GoFundMe evident policy.
Yeah.
GoFundMe explicitly states that reaching your fundraising goal is not required, even if the goal isn't met. All funds received belong to the organizer. Use of funds must align with the stated purpose. While organizers can use the funds, even if its goal isn't met, GoFundMe expects that the money be used in line with the purpose described in the campaign.
Everybody, welcome in. We caught this when I was going to be doing something else, so I figured I'd air it for you, and I can't talk much. I'll try to talk a little bit later.
GoFundMe may place a hold on funds or refunds donors if it determines the use of funds change significantly. So Faith's goal, Faith didn't meet her goal. Faith can keep and use the funds, $395 after fees, even without reaching the 90K goal she intended to have. Her intended use, funds she used of her stated goal, example, moving towards independence. She used some of the funds, Your Honor, to eat, for bills, which is all things that are used when you are moving out. So if she did not raise the goal and did not have enough money to move out, she is able to keep that money. She is able to use that money to buy food. She is able to use that money to pay her phone bill. She is able to use that money if she decided to reinvest that money back into a platform which she met some of these people. This platform is just not a platform for her. It's also a source of income. It may not bring her much income, but it does bring her income. And part of this, when you have any business, you have to reinvest into the business. So when it comes to TikTok, in order to make it on TikTok, you do have to spend money to make money. It is Faith's decision and not everyone else's opinion or decision whether Faith uses the money for her own to buy food or whether she wants to invest some of that money back into people who supported her. They are not and cannot tell her what to do with the money she made. People have taken the amount of money that she grossed, not only on TikTok, okay, but on Meet Me, and over-exaggerated and lied. A lot of the evidence
What
that I
about all the
sent
hard
you
money lenders she put
are
up
videos of
out
people
of the country
questioning her
loans?
regarding how much money she made. But before we go there, let's discuss TikTok's official policy, Your Honor.
Oh no, she posted.
Gifts
your-
are final and
she
non-refundable
posted a song.
because gifts are assessed with immediate effect and consumed immediately upon
Can't talk
activation.
much, guys,
They
so
are
just
not
right there.
returnable or refundable in any circumstances. No refunds or reversals, except as otherwise set out in the policy. All sales of gifts are final, and we do not offer refunds for any purchased gifts. Gifts are not property. Gifts cannot be converted into or exchanged for coins or cash, or be refunded or reimbursed by us for any reasons. Gifts do not constitute property and are not transferable. TikTok explicitly states that the gifts are voluntary and final. Viewers send them at their own discretion, and there is no mechanism or obligation for Faith or any streamer to return them. Any claims demanding refunds of excusing her or misusing gifts are directly contradicted by TikTok's own policy, Your Honor. Your Honor, I would also like to present to you evidence F-1, okay, which is a fake warrant that was sent to Faith. The fake warrant that was sent into Faith demonstrates how easily it is to manipulate her. Faith was so scared that she did not inform her mother. So if you look at evidence F-1, okay, which is the fake warrant, and then take a look at G-1, okay, without saying the person's name for doxing purposes, you will see that Faith sent that person $1,500 because she really thought that that was a real warrant, and she was scared and did not inform her parents. Her parents later on found out that she was being taken advantage of, and they had to call the bank to get Faith her money back. This is not the first time Faith has been taken advantage of. The so-called people that Faith called friends are not friends, because people like her so-called friends say, hey, Faith, if you need anything, you can come to me. You can call me. But when Faith calls and say, hey, can I borrow money? She is looked at as a thief. Even when some of those people, or majority of those people, didn't even send anything. Your Honor, if you take a look at evidence, J-1, okay, that is a video of a guy named Dalton, okay?
Oh,
Dalton
boy.
stated that Faith robbed him. But Your Honor, my client is in a wheelchair, does not leave home unless her parents take her places. How can Faith be in the same area as Dalton to rob him? That is preposterous, Your Honor. Faith has never seen him. He allegedly gifted Faith, according to videos, according to the evidence that Grizzly sent in, okay? he allegedly gifted, in one video, they stated 1,400. But in another video, I have another video that contradicts that amount, which is stated 2,400. Which is it, Your Honor? No one knows how much was gifted.
Y'all, if you hear me laugh, excuse me, but I never in my life did I think I'd be sitting in a trial or a mock trial, much less hearing these names like Invisible and Mickey and, you know, weird names that you don't hear in court normally. So it's not laughing at the situation, probably.
I sat here and told Faith right now, Faith, I gifted you $5,000. I want it back. Faith is going to agree with me that I gifted her $5,000, when in fact I didn't. There is evidence that Grizzly presented that will show exactly what I said, because Faith will agree with the amount. Your Honor, if you take a look at Faith's Meet Me account, the number gross there is 19 million. So for those of you who don't know how Meet Me works, every million in diamonds is $2,500 that you can cash out. That's if you decide to cash it out. Your Honor, I'm no math genius, but how can they claim Faith made $90,000 and they try to claim she made that in 1 year, when in fact, Faith been on that platform for 5 years and only grossed 19 million. So if we do the math, 19 million times $2,500, Your Honor, equivalents to $47,000. Where did they get the number 90,000 from?
What about the loans? That's what's in.
It came out of thin air. It came from people that dislikes her, that don't want to see her win. Even the people in here right now are saying, turn off the gifts because they don't want to see her win, Your Honor. They spend months harassing my client, sending her different messages, telling her to off herself, which is not good, Your Honor, for a person with her abilities. Ask yourself, would you allow a person to say this to an 11 or 12-year-old kid? Because when you look at Faith, that's the reality. Here, she's 11 and 12.
I get that. So for clarification, though, the GoFundMe, what was the stated intent or purpose of the GoFundMe?
She wanted to move out. She has dreams and aspirations of moving out.
Right.
And it's still her dreams and aspirations. And Your Honor, may I add that there was no set date. So she can still move out. She still got to keep on saving. But the people who are against her are stopping her from even making money
She's
to
just got to keep spending money on her own.
continue that dream. This is the one dream she has and she talks about, and they want to stop her from doing it. So how can they claim that she should have moved out yesterday? She received $395. She should have automatically moved out, like she was able to pack up her belongings when she's in a wheelchair, Your Honor? That's ridiculous.
Your Honor,
if I can, I would like to call my first witness.
The GoFundMe is not in the evidence, Your Honor, because that's not what we were going after. We were going after the Cash Apps, the Venmos, and the PayPals, Your Honor. So that's why I just allowed her to speak, because that's not what we're going
Your
after.
Honor, so what is the fraud then?
The fraud is the amount that was sent through Cash App and Venmo for the amounts that they were attending it for.
But Your Honor, where's your proof?
Which you stated.
Objection, Your Honor. Where's your proof? Where's your proof? Where's your proof?
Yeah. So if
You are correct. What was sent?
The one
You are
proof
correct. What you?
I hope y'all brought your popcorn and your goodies.
Thank you.
I'll control this. First
Thank
off,
you.
jury, scratch everything.
Hey, I
about a
sent you the
GoFundMe
link,
account.
Chuds.
There is no evidence, and it's all
They sent you the
speculation and
link,
hearsay
and-
about
Okay,
GoFundMe.
and
So you will scratch everything that's related to a GoFundMe account or a
I sent it over
GoFundMe post or any collection
Instagram.
that Faith received or Faith sent via GoFundMe. GoFundMe is off the table. Do we hear that? Okay. Now, let's get back to it. You
Let
want
me
to call
give
your
you-
first
I'll give you
witness,
the link in the
defense?
chat, honey. Hang on.
Yes, I would like to call my first witness.
Okay.
Masterpiece.
Masterpiece. Okay, Masterpiece, come in the box, please.
Okay, it's in the private chat on the side there for you judges.
Oh, let me turn on my video. Sorry.
No.
I don't know how to use this thing. I don't TikTok. I'm on my girlfriend's account.
Masterpiece, how you doing? If you can raise your hand, right hand, please. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Of course I do.
Okay. All right. Defendant, counsel, you have 3 minutes.
Okay. Hello, Masterpiece. Thank you for being here today. Please state your name for the record.
Did you
Your
get
Honor.
the link to it?
My name is Master P.
She did not answer a
Your
witness
Honor,
list.
what are you objecting to?
I'm objecting because you did not answer a witness list. You just
I
entered
did.
evidence.
I did, Your Honor.
Where was that at?
I sent it to the admin.
It's not in here. So how was I supposed to see it?
Sent it to the
'Cause
admin.
I did not know that Masterpiece was supposed to be a witness, or I would have had questions for him.
Your Honor, I sent it to him, and I also had a conversation
This is
with
how the law is.
the plaintiff, okay, allowing him to know exactly who my witnesses were going to.
The last conversation we had was over a phone call on Wednesday that was sent personally. And in the actual group chat itself, there is nothing about Masterpiece supposed to be in here.
Texas clerk. Clerk, do you have record? If you can, just send me a screenshot that she did enter that prior to the
I had a
deadline.
phone conversation with her, and I stated that to her, as well as I had a phone conversation with Grizzly and stated that, Your Honor.
There was no phone conversation about Masterpiece being involved
Your
in
Honor,
this, or I would have had
Mas-
questions.
if you would allow it, Masterpiece is just a character witness for her. So you have no
I
recollection
understand.
of me saying, there will be a therapist here as well?
You told me there would be a third if there was a
Do you have a
character
recollection
witness,
of
but
me
you
saying
never
there will
said
be a
anything about
therapist?
Masterpiece being that person.
But did I don't have to tell
There
you
was
who
no
the
list
person
of
is.
each witness.
I told you I will have a witness there, correct? And I told you you need to get your own, correct?
Yes, and I also did say that I needed a witness list entered to me by 6 p.m. tonight. Do I have one? I do not. So in all fairness of this trial, I cannot allow any witnesses to this case. So this is going to be, unfortunately, a factual and evidence-based case only with no witnesses, no witness list. Actually, the plaintiff actually said they're not supplying any witnesses. But defense, you did not give me a witness list, and the clerk.
Your
just
Honor, but that
confirmed-
is, Your Honor, with all due respect, that is on your admin who did not submit it, Your Honor. And
She
also,
also is saying.
if
she
I
also-
I may, I'm also
How many of y'all remember that? The Three Stooges or the who's on first? I don't know who's on second scheme.
The
This is it.
clerk also just confirmed to me that you did not submit a witness list to her either. So you didn't submit it to me in the group chat. You didn't submit it to the clerk. Therefore, there is no witness list. There are no witnesses. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you, but rules are rules, and we need to proceed the way that following them. He did not get an opportunity to know of any witnesses you were going to present. I didn't know of any witnesses you were going to present, and therefore there are no witnesses to be presented.
okay. So, but Your Honor, he did admit to knowing about the therapist and also knowing about the mother. Can we allow that? Because he did admit to knowing about that.
I would also like that stricken from the actual court as well, because if he's not supposed to be here, the actual
He is not the
jurors do not need to
Masterpiece
know
is
about
not
that as
the-
well.
Masterpiece
Yeah.
is not the therapist.
Masterpiece, you may step down. You may step down. Thank you. I mean, I'm not willing to allow. I mean, like, we can sidebar the two, like the three of us, And if the plaintiff's counsel is willing to allow the other witnesses, then I will be fine with it now after the fact. But
Well,
if he's not,
Well, Anna, I would honestly argue it's in his best interest that he does allow Faith as well as the mother to speak, as well as the therapist to speak, because based on his case, he has nothing. He has nothing proving anything. He had one receipt for a cash app. That means he lost his case. Because in the beginning, he stated he can prove, but don't have anything to prove anything that he's saying right now.
I mean, I could do one
He
thing for
also
both
stated-
of us. I
I
could do
wonder
one
who
thing
holds
for
all
both
these
of us
proofs.
right here, right now. I could file for a mistrial
Mm.
because of what has happened before the trial has happened,
Mhm.
and we can go ahead and start fresh.
Your Honor,
and we
I
can do
prefer to
everything over with.
go on with this court case because, Your Honor,
A mistrial
he
because I
stated
do not.
guilty.
All of my witnesses were intimidated to not
allowing-
be here because of
I'm not allowing
the.
Thank you, Your
I'm
Honor.
not
Your
allowing,
Honor,
I'm
he
not
also-
allowing a mistrial.
Your
I'm
Honor,
not allowing a mistrial. Listen, both of you guys were given procedural rules, and you were given ample opportunity to have witnesses ready and prepared to testify.
I did have witnesses, Your Honor, but they were
And
bullied
I did,
off the
Your Honor.
platform. They were not allowed to be here
Okay,
because
then
of
you-
role model and the model family.
But that could have been brought
Your
to
Honor,
me.
that's
sidebar.
preposterous.
Hold on. That could have been brought to me prior to. I'm just now hearing about this myself. Even you, plaintiff counsel, told me today I have no witnesses. You didn't give me any reason or rationale as to why not. If you had, maybe we would be talking, you know. But
The
at this
reason
point,
why I sent is, give me 1 second, I'm going back up.
Your Honor,
this needs to be
I want to
clear.
say objection,
No witnesses were willing to testify on the people's behalf because of this situation. The words that I sent, no witnesses were willing to testify.
Your
no
Honor,
witnesses were willing
They were
to
intimidated.
testify. That's what you wrote. Not
Correct.
you didn't do ... and
Thank
then
you,
give me
Your
a
Honor.
rationale. You know, you said no witnesses are willing to testify. Close book. You're not bringing any witnesses to the table. Tell me why, and then we could have had a discussion and roll.
That's very true, Your Honor. I will admit to that. I will 100% take accountability for that.
Your
You are
Honor,
correct.
so Grizzly doesn't want to allow the one chance he got to win. But what I will say, Your Honor, I am suing. I was countersuing him for harassment, defamation, cyberbullying, intentional infliction, and interference with livelihood. He stated not guilty on all of those charges, Your Honor, and then turned around and yelled at the people which he's representing and stated to them that the harassment needs to stop now, I quote. So how can you say not guilty and then state that, Your Honor? So let's
Because
be
the
clear.
people that
have
I
witnesses
am
who
up
is
here
willing to
for
speak
are not
on
a
the
part of
character
that
Faith,
harassment.
and he will not allow it, Your Honor, because he
The
knows
people that I am
he
here
knows
for are
that they
not
are wrong.
for the
they are
harassment.
wrong for the
In
harassment
reality,
and
the
everything that they have been
people
doing to my
that they are actually
All
here
right.
for
All right.
want to see nothing but the
You know,
best
he
for
has
Faith.
no witnesses because
Stop.
it's all lies, Your
Stop.
Honor.
Your Honor.
They are keyboard warriors afraid to stand up and speak.
They weren't afraid until you bullied them
Tell
off.
both of
How did I
you,
bully them?
first
Show proof
warning.
of that. The
First
accusations
warning.
is
The
ridiculous.
proof
Show
was on
proof of that.
Ninja's
Why
Why
account
didn't you
where
reach out
you
to
and
the
PDA
why didn't
went
you reach out
after
to the
them.
judge?
First warning. Do you understand me? Both of you. First warning.
Mm-mm.
We're moving to a mistrial
It's a Friday night.
already. Like almost immediately, I'm about to rule it. Okay.
I do apologize,
Already
Your
I'm
Honor.
about to rule it without even going to the jury. I've heard little evidence. I've heard information, but I've heard no witnesses. Really, nothing has been brought to the table where I really can feel that I can turn this over to a jury of Faith's peers and have them rule any sort of verdict on this.
Your Honor.
I'm really I really do apologize to both of you for like getting to this point, but like you've left me with little to like no option here. The defense has brought a position. The people have brought little to no position. Nobody's brought any witnesses. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Because I don't see any resolution in this a fair one, at least in my opinion. And it is my opinion that rules, except for the verdict, which I am not ready to turn over to the jury to make one.
Your Honor.
If you are being represented, you cannot speak, okay? If you
Can
want
my
me to ask
mother-
him something, text me.
Can I speak?
Mm-mm. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Faith, if
I
you
think that
want
was
to
the
ask
mother.
something.
Oh,
That
geez.
was my mom. I am Faith's mother. I like to speak because this is not a game. This is real life. This is our lives
We're not
playing on
cheating.
And
TikTok.
she really
We're
wants
not
to speak.
cheating.
She's one of my witnesses, and she would really like to speak.
I understand that. So at this point in time, I'm going to adjourn this court with a mistrial. You can refile and we can go from there.
Oh,
But this cannot be on the court record. Okay? Jurors, thank you. I do have to dismiss all of you. I'm sorry. I can't move forward with this.
Your Honor, can you hold off on your decision real quick?
Not with hearing any sort.
Texas
not
is
with
about
hearing
to text you.
you got
I
to
cannot
text.
hear a
him.
witness. I cannot hear a witness.
Why you got to text? No.
I cannot hear a
Your
witness.
Honor, I have enough evidence that I submitted to you
I
that proves
understand
my
that.
case.
Mm-mm.
So if we can, I would like to continue the case because he has no evidence. I have all of the evidence,
Didn't he
and I
just
haven't
make a
yet
trial?
through my evidence. I
We
can win this
spoke.
case without anyone
A
speaking, Your
judge
Honor.
spoke, girl.
All right, we may continue, but there will be no
Oh,
witnesses. There
jeez.
will be no third party
I can't
objection. There
believe
won't
this
be
crap.
any other
Wow.
information other than
I'm
the,
still going to ask for that
Oh
mistrial.
my gosh.
well, the mistrial. If we turn this over to the
This is
jury, then
bullshit.
again, there needs to be a unanimous verdict. So I'm not quite sure. That's
This
going to be
is
my
fucking
decision.
bullshit.
But what else do you need to present, Roll?
Hey,
Your
Vin.
Honor, I
I hope you're doing well, Vin.
have because we are countersuing, right? So for my countersue, I don't need. That's why I would like to proceed because I am countersuing. So this is not just about his case, but this is also about my countersue and the harassment that my client has been getting. Okay,
I
so
understand, but if we can't actually get to a verdict of the original suit,
Yeah,
there is
Katie,
nothing to
but the judge
countersue.
went back on it
You
already.
see what I'm saying? And I don't think we're to a
You
point
went
where we have
texting with
any
some judge,
original
huh?
suit here. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Your Honor,
Like,
I have proof. I have proof, and he entered evidence, and I have evidence.
Your Honor, I think
don't
at
need
this point,
anyone
I think
else.
you're
I don't need
correct.
a
I
witness
think
to
it's
win this
time for a
case.
mistrial.
He put his proof in. I have my proof in. So when he
Okay,
talks
so-
about fraud and deception, I have proof on that too, Your Honor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna stand on my bearings here and call this a mistrial.
Yep.
I'm sorry for all the energy and effort that you all have put in. I hope that we can reconvene this. I think that everybody needs to refile their suits. We could start this over afresh, but at this point in time, tonight is not the night to proceed. We have very little plaintiff argument. Like basically, no offense, Grizzly, but nothing has been presented on the plaintiff side.
I came
So really,
here
there is
really
no,
trying to say that I was going to do a mistrial, and I should have said a mistrial off the bat, and that is my fault, Your Honor. I apologize
Well,
completely.
Your Honor, why do my client has to suffer because he should have said a mistrial in the beginning but did not? Your Honor, I have all of my proof and everything here that shows that she did not do fraud. There was no theft or deception. I presented A-1, which is the GoFundMe. I presented C-1, which is her brain atrophy. I presented B-1, Your Honor. I also presented videos and footage and everything that shows that my client is innocent. And because he is underprepared, we have to suffer.
Okay.
I am underprepared
My
because of your
client
actions.
suffered enough.
My client, my witnesses would have proven the defamation of character
But
was uncontrollably incorrect. The emotional distress was never a thing that they cared about her so much. The harassment was never a thing from the
Okay,
clients that I
listen.
had, my witnesses, but I didn't have them because they were bullied off the whole entire case.
Okay, here's the
Your
thing.
Honor, his witnesses was never on the case to be bullied off of a case. How would we know and be able to determine who his witnesses were?
Because every single piece of evidence was given today. And I was waiting today to fill in everything,
Your Honor,
just
and
like
how
you
would I
did.
know? I'm not a mind reader. I wouldn't know who your witnesses was. So how can they be
Anybody
bullied?
that would be included into this
All
case
right,
could be a
Both of
witness, and that
you,
should have been a thing for you.
Before I just end this, like, you know, without contest and listen, I'm ruling a mistrial here. Okay. That doesn't mean that this is over. It doesn't mean it's continued. What it means is, plaintiff, if you wish to still bring suit, file suit.
Okay, highwayman.
It also means
We'll be here.
defendant
Hopefully,
and
you're gonna
counsel,
close it down.
you may now
okay.
bring original suit if you want. Okay. So if the plaintiff does not file suit again, and this act, whatever is being experienced, continues, then you have every right to now be a plaintiff and file suit. But for tonight's purpose, in this trial, in the original suit and the countersuit, we're not getting anywhere. This is not going to be resolved. I do commend you, Ro, in your preparation. Grizzly, that's unfortunate that you did not have anybody to come to your what do you call it? But there is no countersuit when we can't even get an original suit convened upon, and there's no evidence, there's nothing being brought. I'm dismissing the plaintiff's suit.
Your Honor,
outright.
Your Honor, Your Honor, may I speak for 1 second?
You may, and then I'm ending the trial.
Okay. Personally, I've gone through so much, and I don't care if you want a mistrial or not, but please hear me. I've been bullied horrendously. I just got a text today that told me to go off myself while we were in the street, and I texted it to Rose. Okay? Like, you need to understand how fucking painful it is. Please let this happen.
Get off the internet.
I want Rose to be able to speak, and my mom, because this is our life. Everyone else can go.
This is our point.
Not be here, but at least let me. I'm begging you.
I do hear you, and I do understand you, Faith, and I
It's
do
okay,
feel for
Faith, and I do apologize about that.
The Island Boys will like you
I
tomorrow.
do wish that everybody in
For
this
fuck's sake.
stream and for you to tell everybody that you know in all streaming communities that harassment and bullying is unacceptable. It's
Exactly.
unfair behavior.
Yeah.
You know, go do unto others.
You're not
as you
gonna
have
stop
done
until
unto
this
you.
is over. You understand that?
I'm not
can't.
going to stop fighting for you until this is over too, Faith.
Nobody can make it stop for you. But what you can
This
do is
trial could, with the evidence submitted, this trial can. Please, I have evidence too.
This is proof
We
she's not
understand.
old enough to be on the app.
But at this point in time,
She may
Faith,
be
I don't
old
It's
feel
okay,
enough
Faith.
biologically.
We're
She is
gonna
not
come back and we're
mentally
gonna do
old
it
enough
again.
What
to
Okay?
be
day?
on this
What
app.
time? Anything.
We'll get back to it.
Yeah.
This will give him enough time to get whatever evidence he needs or witnesses he needs.
it's my role. It's my role to take your anger. So I'm happy for you to be angry at me all you want. But at this point in time, I just don't think it's fair that we can give you the proper verdict that you want
I
based on
don't
the
care
facts.
about
that
I
you
the
know,
have.
verdict.
Tammy.
He does. You don't listen. Your Honor, you don't
He's
listen.
not
It's
the
not
principal
about
of
the
TikTok
verdict.
here.
It's just about letting
I'm
me
sorry,
speak.
I talked to the wrong
Please.
principal.
It doesn't matter. It's not going to stop anyway. People are going to think what they want
Oh
to
yeah,
think
she's
of
got
me.
gifts going.
That's
Oh,
not
She's
going
sweet
to
ass.
change.
She's at
So the floor is
3.75
yours. The floor is
in
yours.
gifts. That's
Can my mom
bullshit.
come in here?
She racked in money even
Please?
in her years.
The trial is officially over.
The trial is
Okay.
over.
The floor
Okay,
is now
but I
yours.
would like to speak.
Oh boy, here we
Okay.
go.
Okay. So this is the text message.
Here we
Just
go.
so everyone's aware.
No,
This is the text message that I just received.
this is like
Unalive yourself, you ugly fat slob. You look like a dumb bitch right now. That was sent at 8:15 p.m. What time is it now? I have
10:02
the
p.m.
receipt.
Eastern.
I have the receipts. Oh, don't forget. You Roll, did you submit all the screenshots of the text messages I sent you?
I sure did,
Oh, here we
Faith, but we
go.
didn't get to get as far as that, okay? And next time, don't worry about it. Keep your evidence. Send that one to me too, because I'm sure they're gonna send more, and this will just prove our case that Grizzly found them not guilty of. They will be found guilty next time, Faith. I do apologize. I verbally communicated who was going to be witnesses instead of writing it in the chat, and I should have wrote that in the chat. And for that, I apologize. All right. At this time, court is over. Guys, well, Grizzly, get back in the box if you don't mind. You know, we all still human at the end of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to inform everyone that's in here. This is a mock trial. This is no way a real trial, okay? I do mock trials and stuff like that. Or if you guys wanted to sue one of your friends, and sometimes it's all in fun. Sometimes it's serious cases, okay, that we do mock trials on, okay? At this point, we did a mock trial on Faith, and unfortunately, it didn't go in any of our favor, right? To me, I felt like it went in Grizzly's favor. Grizzly, if you hear, hold on, PDA. All right. I want to thank each and every one of y'all who took the time to come in here, okay, and watch this case. Okay, we are going to bring this case back. Can y'all stop letting people in the box, please? And thank you. If it's not Grizzly or the judge, okay, guys, I do want to say favorite the judge, okay, favorite Grizzly. And for those of you, and I've been announcing this for the longest, I said if you guys have any witnesses, okay, if you know any witnesses that would like to speak on your behalf, to bring them, okay, I've been promoting for him in this stream, okay? A lot of you who was in this stream know I've been promoting for him, okay? So for him to say that, you know, to make up those allegations is wild, but okay, I understand. This is court. This is what happens, guys. Okay, we're gonna set another court date. Just pay attention to the dates. Okay, we're gonna talk amongst ourselves. Please, guys, take this opportunity to favorite the judge, guys.
Another
If you
person in the
enjoyed
box.
him, at the end of the day, this is content. But at the end of the day, this is also face real life here, guys. Okay, and if you listen to some of the message that was sent in here today, Faith is not an average. Average.
So what you
adult,
just watched
guys.
is
She's
what's
not
called a
at
mock
all.
trial.
At all. No way, shape, or
Let's
form.
close this down.
I want you to pay attention to the things that I said.
Okay, what you've
before you
watched is a
decide
mock
you wanna
trial.
continue
Of course,
to
you're watching
harass
one that
her
was
and
totally
do the
not put
things that you are
together. I
doing to
mean,
her, guys. How
and it ended in
detrimental
a
that
mistrial.
really is.
This was
Arguing
just
with
by
her
luck. I got
is
online and
equivalent to
saw it.
arguing
Thought
with
I'd
an
share
11
it
or
over
12
here.
year old. If you will not treat an 11 or 12
I
year old
am
like
going to be
that,
closing it out
I'm
because I
asking
have
you
a
guys
meeting to go
to
to
not
with
treat Faith
Toots
like that.
and
Faith
another
is a good
person.
person.
Keep,
Okay, she
let me
makes
close this one.
mistakes.
Keep your eyes peeled for changes on the channel. And of all things, I just hope that you all take care and stay aware. Remember that. Let's see. Oh, yep. Faith is out of the box now. Okay. Thanks for coming in, Toots. I'll meet with you in a second. Guys, take care. God bless you.